Why don't you have them?
All right.
Yeah.
Record.
Come sit in the front. Hello? Come here. Come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start the Brooklyn Tea Party meeting. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming to the meeting for June 30th, 2024. If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Well. What did we just have here? We had a wonderful debate.
Wasn't even a debate.
Oh, it was fun, wasn't it? It was like, hello, head in the way of the camera, knock it, please, thank you. It was kind of like that, Joe Biden trying to get off the stage, kind of like the person that went in front of the camera. So, it was wonderful, right? I guess his Adderall didn't kick in, right? So,
7 days of
right, and it's amazing how MSNBC, CNN, and all that others started saying, "Oh my God, he's horrible. We never knew." Right? They had an 1890s fainting couch for their corsets that were tight. So they're, oh my stars, we never knew. Because if you saw Joe Biden behind the scenes, you would know that he has with it, right? Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, behind the scenes. This is him without a teleprompter, okay? Because the next day, miraculously, he had no signs of a cold. Right. Because his voice was quite clear, and he had a little more animation to him, and I guess what happened was the powers that be gave him the wrong cocktail that night, and they want him to fail because they don't want him, they know he'll lose to Trump. So since they know that he would lose to Trump, they want him out at the convention. So all of a sudden, they're all for it. You notice they ran a pretty decent debate, you know, considering. Because they said, all right, let's make Trump look as good as possible in the sense that, you know, he won't go off in his tangents, which I personally love. I think that's great. But whatever, the others, oh my God, that's bad. But so they contained him that way on purpose. They gave him the wrong drug cocktail on purpose. So he could be like, hello, I'm Joe Biden, and I was blah, 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 blah. So it's absolutely ridiculous what's going on here. And I say to the GOP, shush your mouth. Say, Joe Biden, yeah, you did a pretty decent job, you know.
Try.
Yeah, you know, not bad. You know, stop saying resign. What, are you crazy?
Toast yourself.
Oh, you should resign. You shouldn't go forward. Why the heck not? No, just say he's wonderful. You know, whatever, we'll beat him. But, you know, he held his own. Why would you say leave? So Gavin Newsom, with his slick back hair, could waltz right in? Because, you know, we all know California's run beautifully, right? But the American public seems to be, gets swayed very easily with oh wow, look at the slick back hair. Look how he looks. Oh wow, he's great. Well, what about the substance? What about the horrible California? That won't mean nothing. So be careful what you wish for. Keep Biden right where the hell he is, and keep quiet, at least from our side. If the other side is talking, and why is Trump leading in the polls? We all know he really is leading in the polls, but why are they showing it? Because they want Biden out. There's no other reason they're going to actually tell the truth for once. It's because they want him out of the race. Now, the only way you could do it is if he resigns himself. Because they're stuck with him technically, and that will present the problem in the end of August if he says, no, I'm staying. So he's staying, which he might because he is a stubborn mule, and his wife doesn't want to be a caretaker back in old Wilmington. So she, you know, it's strange. It really is strange because she was a babysitter when she was 15, and right now she's a babysitter at whatever age she is, because she is babysitting the President of the United States. It's quite sad, but I say, no, yeah, she's just, you know, a doting, loving wife, okay? let him stay right where the heck he is, because if we keep saying, oh, you need to leave, we'll have a problem. We gotta make sure we have a victory in November, because it's crucial. You could have a victory in November, because that way we could save our country, because our country is going to hell in a handbasket. We have a wide open border for a reason. 7.9 million illegal aliens, it's more. It's like 15 million, okay? It's more than that, but I'm saying within the last 4 years. They're coming in, they're getting hotels, they're getting mopeds. You see them all around with mopeds. Who's paying for these mopeds? I'd like to know how they get these electric mopeds.
The idea.
Yeah, so they're all over the place. They're getting free hotels, free money, free this, free healthcare, free Palestine, right? These idiots. And that's what they're going to be doing. So I will be going to the convention, for the Republican convention, like I said last meeting. I will be a delegate for Trump in mid-July, and hopefully we won't have any shenanigans with that. I don't think so, but just in case, we have to watch out for those free Palestine freakazoids that will be, I'm sure, protesting. So I cannot wait to say hello to them. And in that regard, yes, you have a quick question?
You'll be joined by Councilwoman Ina Vernikoff, who's going to be a delegate there also.
Okay, that would be wonderful. So that's what we'll be doing, and we'll see what happens. Just on other notes, the Brooklyn Tea Party will be, if you want to become a member, that's $10. You can see my sister in the back, Donna, the treasurer, and she'll be gladly accept any donation you would like for the Tea Party. On that note, we have our guest speaker today, and that is Assemblyman Lester Chang. All right, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I guess everyone saw the presidential debate, right? I guess all of us. Even you don't have to see it. Being human, I feel sorry for the president. He should be really retired and enjoy life.
50 years ago.
And going about his wife, you mentioned about that. See, the one thing is, without my wife, I wouldn't be here where I am. So every good husband should have a good wife, no matter what party they are, because they're supposed to work as a partnership. And that tells me that Jill Biden is a devoted supporter for the president, and she should be telling him, hey, Joe, I think we need to retire.
Right? Caregiver.
Right? I think she's the only one who can tell him off that.
She's called the first caregiver.
She likes the power.
Yeah, I guess she likes that. So that's one thing about the only comment I would make. But presidential election, I tell you, it was our next president of the United States is going to be strong, ending up strong. There's no question about that. Okay. Now, more of a immediate concern, our own little district. As you know, we're trying to flip some seats in Brooklyn. Myself, as you know, I'm fairly secure, but you never know that there might be a write-in vote. Even though I knock off Peter Body on the petition of both third party and as a Democrat, but we don't know, he might be out there trying to do something write-in. We don't know. We'll always have to stay on our toes at all times. We'll never take anything for granted. Even my colleagues, Michael Nikolnikov and Alec Krasny, they should be out there also working very hard just to make sure that they win a re-election. Now, we have several seats over here that can be potentially flipped, and we're talking about Stephen Chang right now, who's running against Irwin Chu at I don't remember what number that is, but that's overlap 80% of my district. He definitely needs support, not just only financial support to meet the match, but he needs manpower. As far as I understand that the Democrats are doing massive mailers, they want to protect that seat, so they're doing mailers. Mailers are expensive. Every time you do a mailer, it's about $30,000, between $20,000 and $30,000 mailer. So how much money can you, even if they raise $100,000, that's, so the Democratic Party has an interest in doing mailers. They're doing, and she's putting information that she can deliver the money, and she can. Unfortunately, that's the power of being the majority here. And every time I go to the graduation to a public school or the middle school, she come up presented with a big fat check, and I really don't have that. That's the disadvantage of being a minority. They control the money. And it's not like the city council. Every member has money fairly and equally. I believe in parity in any party, not overwhelmingly on one side or the other. So believe in parity, we can negotiate. So we need to flip that seat for Steve, wherever you can. I'm trying to get this information out. If you can't physically be there, contribute something, but you really need people living in his district to contribute.
What area does his district encompass?
Well, Sunset Park, Bath Beach, Dyker, Bensonhurst.
Okay, that's flippable.
That's Southern, okay? Now, but you cannot override that Iwan is doing mailers as often as possible, because you need a minimum, in marketing, you need minimum 5 to 7 mailers to remember that person's name. All right, so, and Stephen Chang, if you don't know him, he's a 27-year NYPD cop sergeant. He is a Marine Corps, did a tour in the Gulf.
Good man.
Much younger. So he served his country and he served New York City. And when he retired nearly 10 years ago, he continued to serve as school board. CEC 20, he worked with them. And with either individual school as a PTO or anything with education. And then we discovered him somehow. We would discover each other. And then we advanced him to be a nomination and as a member of us. So he's in many ways molded similar like me. We care about the community. He's working in the community. He wears the uniform. Okay, not that many politicians wear a uniform. And he's devoted. So I know him. He's you can rely on him. So I can see that we're going to split the trainees vote. There's no question about that. So we need to make sure that the Italians and the Jewish people will vote Republican, and I hope they do. And Tisha, how are you doing? What can we do? What can we do is to convince the Jewish community, especially the women, to register to vote and register as a Republican.
You know the Republicans, and we know this for a fact, and I was telling you to Glenn, they support the Democratic Party. I mean, when you're asking us to flip votes when your own party leaders are actually giving Wilson Pakula to Democrats, including my race, they gave it to a Democrat, and now again they're going to give it to a Democrat. So my people in my community are saying the Republicans are full of it. And here's one thing for you, my dear friend, and I love you, Lester, and Assemblyman Chang. I love you very much. You're a very nice man. But the truth is, let's be honest. What have you done for the Jewish community? I haven't seen you come into the community. I haven't seen fight for the Free Palestine idiots who come against us. I haven't seen you show up at any of the events. I've gone to all the protests. I've gone to them. I fight them straight on. Hey, forget to support me. You don't have to support me. I don't care, because I'm going to win the next election no matter what, hands down. But my point to you is that, you know, one of your close associates, your chief of staff, had a problem with her ex-husband. You know, we have the women in our community are very big trouble. And we have a problem with bonding. And all you need to do, and not the city council, because we're going to make that change. When I get in there, I'm going to be one of the minorities that will have money. I'll be one of the minorities that will be screaming. But we are going, why can't the Assembly create a law to put these terrible people in jail who are bonding and abusing their women? I work on many of those cases. I've gotten a lot of gets and I've helped people, but I do it one at a time. I don't see the Assembly. I speak to your friend, Mr. Eichenstein, and he says, well, nobody's there helping. I said, but you're Democrats. You're overwhelming. My point to you is my Assembly, my beautiful Assembly that we want the Republicans to take over, you're supporting Mr. Stephen Chang, who I like. That's one. What about the rest of us that are running as Republicans? What about the rest of us that your party leaders are giving Wilson Pakulas, but they have no right to give even 1 hour? You should be screaming at them. And when Ina Vernikova, the person that's going to the thing, when she supports a Democrat above a Republican, she shouldn't even be allowed to rerun. And we will put up a candidate against Ina on the next election.
Listen, the last time I spoke to Lester was 3 days ago at Ina Vernikov's little Republican meeting. Now that's as Jewish as you can get. They won't even accept what they say, but they're not kosher.
My
So-
point being is that this problem is, I'm not interested in Trump.
does reach
I'm not
out.
interested in Biden. My problem is right here with these people in this community, where I have no money for special needs kids, I have no money for postpartum depression, and the Assembly has $160 million designed for your district, and we got zero. Go check it out. You have $160 million.
What assembly district are you in?
We are, I think it was, we have this, I forgot what number. We are the
48.
It's
48.
It's probably just
But
December.
I'm talking all the books, 40, you have a bunch of different, right here, the districts where the Assembly has money. You're talking this $220 billion budget for the state, $110 billion budget for the city. Out of $330 billion, we have no money for postpartum depression, special needs children, and we're having 100, by the way, and I want you to know, I take this personally, I volunteer in the hospital every morning between 6 and 9. I have 132 suicides in my community of young children. Not young children, 20s, 30s, whatever.
You only on a list.
Where's our mental health? What, Miss Holko gave some money to some schools?
I haven't seen
You're
it trickle down. I
right.
haven't
We
seen it
need the
trickle
money
down.
right here, 130 suicides that I have to visit these kids. We need this right here. I don't care about your president. I don't care about Biden and Trump. I do like them. But I want right here, my people here are struggling and suffering,
should care.
and I don't care.
Well, you
I'm
should.
sorry, I don't
If
care.
they affect your community,
What is-
No, it does
very much
not.
so.
You're making a mistake.
What-
Nobody cares about our
Let him answer,
communities.
All right, everyone, calm
Nobody
down.
cares about our
You don't have to
communities.
get
All right, calm down now.
I'm entitled to my opinions, and I see what's going on with Israel.
Quiet.
I'm
And I
actually
know my support.
I know, I like
Let the assemblyman speak.
I'm sorry, somebody,
By the way, I
I
did see-
apologize. If I
Let the
said something
assemblyman
in the
speak,
chat.
please.
I apologize, but these are the serious things, and I hope that your Republican Party supports me, and I hope you support me when I run, right?
You know, there is some truth about multiple. I'm not too happy about that because I questioned about that too. But one thing is, there is a civil court judge or a surrogate judge. Benjamin Lieberman is a true Republican. I spoke to him, and he's running for that seat that covers pretty much bottom half of Brooklyn.
As a
So-
civil court judge?
As a judge. I'm not sure civil or one of those judge as a Republican, and I'm proud of him, and I talked to him about that. So I hope that. And I haven't seen, except Ari Brown in Long Island, but there is, except for yourself, what other Orthodox Jewish persons coming out as a Republican? We need choices. We need multiple choices. I know the Democrats, that's sad. That's really sad. How can we change the mindset? They all vote for Trump, right?
Yeah.
Orthodox Jews are voting for Trump. And I'm trying to make sure that my community
You're
trying to
voting
vote for
money.
Trump.
I'm sorry to say, Assemblyman, it's only the money. Like you said, the Democrats are throwing their money.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going. The mayor came into our community, your mayor came into our community and said to them, if you don't do the way we tell you, we're going to send the DOB, the DOH, and we're going to send the DOT after you. And our synagogues and schools are shaking in their pants because, and do you know that $30,000 you spend per year per student for schools? We get zero for the private schools.
I believe in school choices, to be
$35
honest.
billion
I would
goes to
prefer-
education, and we don't know how to spend it correctly. You should take over that and scream at them as if you're in control, the state controls it. You should be a leader of that
I
committee.
said that, okay, there's a reality here, okay, Mr. Tischler, there's a reality.
Heshie, they call me.
Heshie,
Still
okay.
not Mr. Tischler, I'm not elected.
Okay. There is reality. There's two to one. 2 Democrats and 1 Republican. I sit in an education committee. Every time we vote against something that we don't like, of course, we get outvoted in committee and get outvoted on the floor. So the best we can do right now, we can flip over some seats, cancel out the supermajority, and rebuild the B parity.
Very true.
Or the best way, another year and a half from now, is to elect a Republican governor. Then we can address those issues. Really address those issues right away. We can't do it ourselves.
Right.
Not this rate. No, I'm the only first and only Chinese Republican in the whole goddamn state. The first and only Chinese Republican in the whole state. All are
And thank you.
Democrats. And every time, either they don't invite me or there is a speaking, I'm the last on the list.
The GOP is a little
I know, we're weak.
And
We're
state,
weak.
in the state.
But I believe in you, but wasn't because we should have true dedicated Republican, but where are they?
Yeah.
There's not enough.
No, you're right.
So if we can get enough registered Republican, Jewish and Chinese, then maybe we can do something. Look, in my district, there's about 30,000 Democrats versus 8,000 Republican. Where's the multiple choices? It's terrible. I'm not sure about this district,
By
it's
the way,
terrible.
I registered